Long before the name Yoruba was ever spoken, the lands of Africa were connected by ancient paths of sand and trade. In the eastern lands, near where the Great Nile flows through what is now Sudan, there lived a mighty leader named Oduduwa. He was known for his courage, his wisdom, and his vision of building a kingdom where justice would guide men's hearts. But the world was changing. Wars and droughts swept through the east, and Oduduwa knew his people needed a new home, a place where they could start again. So he gathered his followers, their camels, their drums, and their faith, and began a long migration westward across the golden sands of Africa. For many moons they traveled through the Sahel, through mountains and dry rivers, until they reached the green lands beyond the Niger. When Oduduwa saw the place called Ile-Ife, he stopped and said, "Here, the spirits of our ancestors speak again. Here, the new world shall begin." That is how Oduduwa and his people from the east came to settle in the land that would become the heart of the Yoruba nation. But Oduduwa was not just a man. He was a leader who carried the presence of heaven within him. His wisdom, his courage, and the peace he brought were so great that the people could not believe he was ordinary. So, in time, stories began to grow around him. They said he came down from heaven with a chain, sand, and a rooster. But listen well, this was not meant to deceive. You see, in ancient African storytelling, just like in Greek or Egyptian myths, ancestors and heroes were often described as descending from the sky or performing miracles to show that they were divine, powerful, and chosen by the gods. So when Yoruba elders said Oduduwa came from heaven with a chain, sand, and a rooster, it wasn't meant as a lie. It was their way of saying he was a special being, not an ordinary man, and he brought order to the world. The chain symbolized his connection between heaven and earth. The sand stood for the foundation of creation and civilization, and the rooster represented the spreading of life and light across the land. Historians who study migration and archaeology now believe that Oduduwa was indeed a great leader who rose among the people of Ile-Ife, likely arriving from the east, from Sudan or nearby regions, bringing new ideas, leadership, and unity. And over time, his story was told and retold, growing into the sacred legend we know today. So yes, Oduduwa came from the east, from the cradle of ancient Africa, but he also came from heaven in spirit, because heaven is not just above the clouds. It is the place where wisdom, courage, and destiny meet. That is why, when we speak of Oduduwa, we speak with pride and reverence. For he is not only the ancestor of the Yoruba, but also a reminder that every great people once followed a dream, from the deserts of struggle to the land of promise.